Okay, next, the laws of reflection. So here I am considering a plane mirror which is denoted by M. So here the ray AB I am taking as an incident ray, and the ray BC as I am taking as a reflected ray. And here I have mentioned one more thing is that BN is the normal, and B, the point B I am taking as a point of incidence. So now let us go through the laws of reflection. So here I said that the AB is an incident ray. When light gets reflected from any surface, so this AB, after incidenting at a point B, it is bouncing back in another direction which is to be taken as BC, So we can define that when light gets reflected from any surface, so the angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. So it is denoted by angle I is equals to angular. Why? Because here the angle ABN are denoted by I, which is to be taken as angle of incidence, and the angle NBC are denoted by angular, which is to be taken as angle of reflection. So the first law states that when light gets reflected from any surface, then angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection, which is to be taken as angle I is equals to angle R. This is the first law of laws of reflection. Let us take the second law. So here, if we observe the diagram clearly, the incident ray AB and the reflected ray BC and the normal BN all are lying at a point which we have denoted as B, and these all are lies on a same plane. So the next thing is that, the next property is that the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal, incident ray, reflected ray and the normal lies on the same plane. Just you can observe in the diagram. In the diagram, the incident ray is AB and also the reflected ray is BC and the normal BN. All are lying at a point P, and this point B is lying on the mirror. So that's why we are saying it as a incident ray, reflected ray and the normal lies on the same plane. These are the two properties of laws of reflection. Once again we will revise. When light gets reflected from a surface, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, so that we can write angle I is equals to angle R. And also the second law is that the incident ray and the reflected ray and normal all lies on the same plane. These two are the laws of reflection. Okay, we may get it out that are these laws valid for any surface? Yes, obviously these laws are valid for spherical mirror also. So we can say that laws of reflection are valid for any surfaces. So now let us go. Here we observe the laws of reflection on spherical on plane surface. Let us go through the spherical mirrors. So we are having two types of spherical mirrors. One is a concave mirror and other is a convex mirror. Why we are saying these are the spherical mirrors? The spherical mirror is a parts of a sphere, so that's why we are taking it as a spherical mirrors, or else we can say it as a curved mirrors also. Curved mirrors. And here we are discussing about the mirror. What is mirror? So mirror is a transparent object which reflects the light. So generally we can observe in our homes also, when if we are taking a torch, if you put it on a mirror, then what happens? Again it will be gets reflected back. So that's why we are saying it as a mirror is a transparent object which reflects light. So here the types of spherical mirrors. So first mirror we are, so first one is a concave mirror and the second one is convex mirror. So here I have drawn the concave mirror and convex mirror. So let us see the concave mirror. So in the concave mirror, the bulged part of the mirror is silver, and in a concave mirror the bulged part is silvered and the curved part which we have taken, that is the reflecting surface. Here I denoted that this is the reflecting surface. Whereas if we have taken the convex mirror, in a convex mirror the curved inward part is silver, and whereas the bulged part is the reflecting surface. So in a concave mirror the bulged part of the mirror is silver, in a convex mirror the inward part is silver, and whereas in concave mirror the reflecting part is curved inwards, and whereas the convex mirror the reflecting part is bulged outwards. So next, here I am considering a concave mirror. So before going to be learn about these laws of reflection and what are the properties and how the light rays and their images will form in the carbon mirrors, before going to be discuss about that, let us see what we are having in a carbon mirror. So here I have taken a carbon mirror. The geometrical center or the geometrical center or the center point of the mirror. The geometrical center or the center point of the mirror is to be taken as pole, which I have denoted by P. And here I have drawn an imaginary line AB. So simply we can define it as an imaginary line which is passing through the pole. So the AB is the imaginary line which is passing through the pole. The imaginary line which is passing through the pole is to be taken as principal axis. And so let us see, this curved mirror we have taken from a point of sphere. If I am drawing the imaginary line like this, so this part is to be taken from a sphere. So if you are taken from a sphere, means the sphere should also consist of center. So the center from which a curved part is to, the curved mirror is to be taken apart. The center from which a curved mirror is taken apart is to be taken as center of curvature. So here the P is pole, this is the geometrical center of the mirror, and here the center part of the sphere which I have taken, that is as we are denoted by C. C is nothing but the center of curvature. So these are the points and how the light rays will be reflects. For example, let us see, we are taking the curved mirror. Just now I explained the center point of the curved mirror is to be taken as pole P, and I told you that the imaginary line which is to be taken as principal axis. So here in a plane mirror we have discussed about the laws of reflection. There incident ray is pointing incidentally at a point. So in the same way, if a light ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis, the light ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis will be gets reflected when it touches the reflecting surface. After reflecting, will passes through the point called as focus, which is to be denoted by F. Here, what I am saying, the ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection will passes through the focus, and the point we are taking it as a F is to be taken as focus. And here the major thing is that how to draw the normal for curved surface. Here in the case of plane mirror, directly we have drawn a perpendicular line at the point of incidence that we are taken as normal. So in case of curved mirror, how we will draw the normal? So let us consider some part of geometry in mathematics. So in maths we have learned about the topic called as tangents and secants. In circle. So here I am taking a circle. This is the center of the circle, and the line which touches the circle at only one point is to be taken as tangent. The line which touches the circle at any point is called as one point is called as a tangent, and the perpendicular line drawn to the tangent. The perpendicular line drawn to the tangent is a radius. In this same way, where the incident ray is incidencing on a point, let us take this point as B. From this, just draw the imaginary line to the center of curvature. By drawing the imaginary line to the center of curvature, here we are getting angle of incidence I and angle of incidence is R. So in this situation also the laws of reflection are valid. So simply we can write that angle I is equals to angle R. And one more thing is that there also we have observed that AB, BC and BN all are the lines on the same plane. Here also the incident ray and the reflected ray and the point of incidence and the normal all lies on the same plane. That's what these laws of reflection are valid for not only the plane surface, even it is in a curved surface. And the thing is that when the light ray is passing parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection it is passing through the focus. So not only this one, if the light ray is passing through the focus, if it is passing through the focus like this, and what happens? After the reflection, it is parallel to the principal axis, which is incident ray, and this is the reflected ray, and the normal we are drawing to the center. This is the normal. One thing is that first point is that parallel to the principal axis will passes through focus, and the second thing is that passing through focus will parallel to principal axis, and the next one is last. So if a light ray which is passing through the center of curvature, if it is passing through the center of curvature, will be bounces back in the same direction. So here in this case, the incident ray and the reflected ray is the same ray, and even the normal is also the same ray. So the last we are taking, if it is passing through center of curvature, so it retraces the path. Retraces the path means will move in a same direction. So these are the three main things that we are observing in a spherical mirrors. Based upon these three only, we will learn the ray diagrams, how the ray diagrams, how the object, if we kept the object in which position, where the image will be formed, that we will learn in our next session. Incident rays, and these are the reflected rays. So when the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection it will pass through the focus, and if the incident ray is passing through the focus will be parallel to the principal axis after the reflection, and if the incident ray is passing through the center of curvature will be retraces its path. Retraces its path means moves back in the same direction. Right? So these three things, by the help of these only we can go through the laws of how to draw the ray diagrams in the case of formation of image.